Celina Powell. If you're an OF model, you need to know her name. But you need to know more about her than her name. You need to know why she, of all people, was just an average groupie. She was on a platform that didn't respect her, yet it was a platform with viewers. She was on that platform, and just by joining that platform to literally be made fun of, how that turned her into a multimillionaire from OnlyFans. Whether she still has it or not, it's not my business, but she definitely made millions from OnlyFans. And she was able to become that by being on a platform that, essentially designed to make fun of her. If you don't know the name, you need to know it. Or just watch this video and figure out how a woman who got on a platform to get teased, ended up getting fame from that platform and ended up becoming a multimillionaire because of that fame through OnlyFans. Pay attention. Okay. So she was an average rapper groupie, right? She's no different than thousands of girls who exist, right? She's no different than the average viewer of this channel. She was a 7 in the face before surgery, but had no ass. She's an average girl. Now she's a famous millionaire. She can buy whatever she wants, and that's because of academics, right? So why did that happen? And what can this do for your OF career? What can you learn and emulate about her rise to the top? How could you make millions like her? And how could you do what she did even better? That's what this video is about. So if you don't know how she got fame, she initially started getting interviewed on DJ Academics' live stream. He would call up a lot of girls who were known for sleeping with rappers, and he would essentially interview them. He would ask them which rappers they slept with. Did they have any shame at all for their promiscuous behavior? Questions in this line of questioning. And it would be entertaining for the viewers. Celina was particularly interesting on this platform because she was completely shameless. She would let herself be called a thought and embrace it, right? Most girls would try and hide their past. She was completely open and honest about it. She was completely honest about the rappers, the specific names of the rappers she would sleep with. Most girls wouldn't confess that to thousands of people, right? And so Academics would he would deride her, right? He would verbally attack her, but she kind of deserved it. She was engaging in like bad behavior. She was engaging in degenerative behavior. So he would make comedy out of it, but he would also be telling her some truth, like, you should stop behaving like this. And she started with like 500 followers when she started getting on his platforms. She would be sliding in rappers' DMs, and that's how she would meet these rappers. She lived in Denver. Whenever the rappers would come to Denver, she would slide in their DMs, and the rappers would oblige. These are like very famous, very popular rappers, like Snoop Dogg, Offset, that's Cardi B's husband, the rest of the Migos, 6ix9ine, TikToker Bryce Hall, G Herbo, Chief Keef, Aaron Carter, all these guys, and many, many more, I'm sure. But when she started, she had 500 followers. Now, those names I listed to you, a lot of them, she started filming them and exposing them for clout. She started, and keep in mind, 500 followers, probably working at McDonald's at this time. But she's sleeping with these famous celebrities. That's a common occurrence that I see. That's a common occurrence I see amongst women who are my age. So she starts filming and exposing these guys, these famous guys she's sleeping with for clout. And she starts to build clout, right? Now she's at like 5,000 followers, right? After continually doing this and getting on Academics live stream, now the streams are getting more views. Not everyone who knows her is now from the stream. Now a lot of people know her from being with that rapper. She's getting posted on blogs like The Shade Room. And then she makes a clout move, a dirty clout move that risked making a lot of people angry at her, making a lot of people hate her. She pretended to be pregnant by Offset of the Migos, right? Offset of the Migos was married to Cardi B. So if he had gotten another girl pregnant, that would do a lot to their relationship. she made this up, but she was a bit convincing with it. She had ultrasounds. That were faked, obviously. She had actually slept with Offset that night, and I think the rest of the Migos. So it's kind of a plausible story, and even Offset was probably a bit worried about it at least. And this catapults her to 100,000 followers. Then she goes on No Jumper. This is another platform, right? She started with a platform. She went to another platform. She goes on No Jumper and she starts saying all these rappers' names. And keep in mind, on the academic stream, the content was interesting, but it was more about teasing her. But Adam 22, he kind of went over. Adam 22 is No Jumper. He went over like kind of her entire history, and he got some of the most interesting stories out of her. And she just went really wild on that No Jumper podcast. And her videos to this day, I think total they have like 50 million views. All the videos interviewing her. So yeah, she was naming names. She was talking about mean things she's done to rappers. She just was a complete, like a lot of women are completely like sexually promiscuous, but she was like unashamed of it. She was just wild and out there and open with it. So that built a lot of audience for her. And also, long form content builds a stronger fan base. If somebody watches you for 5 minutes on a Twitch stream, or if somebody watches you for a 5-minute clip on YouTube or Snapchat, or they see one blog post on the Shade Room about you, that doesn't mean much. But once they watch an hour-long podcast about you, and then they watch another hour-long podcast about you, they know a lot about you. They're somewhat invested in your life, even if they're disliking you the entire time. And because of that, it did really well for her career. At this point, she went from 100,000 to millions and millions and millions of followers. And boom, she dropped the OnlyFans. And when the OnlyFans dropped, it was, I think she said she made like 500,000 her first month, and has had multiple $500,000 months after that. Now, a lot of people may doubt that, but think about it. Bella Thorne made what, $1 million in a day? Was it 1 million or 5 million? Bella Thorne made 7 figures in a day, regardless whether it was 7 figures once or 7 figures 5 times over. She made 7 figures in a day. That's a lot of money. And Celina, in a lot of ways, is more, or was more relevant and popular than Bella Thorne. Bella Thorne was a famous Disney girl. Celina was what everyone on the internet was talking about at a certain point in time. So multiple $500,000 months. You know, she talked about how she wasted the money, but if she didn't waste the money, she'd have 2 million stacked up. You put that into the right real estate deal, you get about 180,000 a year, maybe 150,000, if it's the right deal, and 150,000 a year, you never have to work again. Yes, it's not as nice as having the whole 2 million and, you know, blowing it all on, you know, various, like a yacht and a house or something. But, you know, you buy a cheap apartment complex, buy it under market value, and it will make you 150,000 a year in income. That 2 million will, and you will never have to work again. Anyways, let's do the math on exactly how I believe she made multiple millions. Her videos probably total 50 million views, like I said. So even if 1% of those viewers followed her, that would be 500,000 followers. And we know she had millions of followers. And even if even 5% of those 500,000 followers, because we're being conservative, if even 5% of her followers paid for a $20 OnlyFans subscription once, not multiple times, but just once, that would be $500,000. Do the math. 5% of 500,000 followers paying $20 a month. Do the math on that. Pull out your calculator. That's 500 grand. So we went through exactly how she got famous and, you know, everything that was behind it. Let's go through how you as an OnlyFans model can take what she did, do it better, and make even more money for yourself and be smarter with the money. So first, she got on a platform, right? And she got on a smaller platform. Academics himself was popular, but he wasn't the biggest Twitch streamer. He had averaged like 1,000 views back then. I was one of the people in the Twitch chat back then. So maybe it was like 1,000 views, 800. I don't know exactly the number, but he wasn't the biggest Twitch streamer. If she would have tried to go get directly on No Jumper, the platform that's getting millions of views, if she would have went directly for that, probably would have gotten shot down. If you start with the smaller platforms, see, I'm giving too much of this away for free. In fact, we're gonna cut this video here. Patreon, the Patreon video starts now, and you guys will be able to get all the information on exactly how to finesse like this and come up even better than she did, because there's so many women that are playing this game better than her. Let's go.